Hello there friend, good morning and welcome to my yoga YouTube channel. My name is Katie and this is a place where you can come if you want to feel a little bit better in your body and mind. Today we're doing a nice deep stretch for your back with the morning body in mind. So this will be perfect if you tend to wake up with a little bit of stiffness or even some aches and pains in your back, and you're looking for a way to stretch them out and create some flexibility so you can avoid future feelings like that in your back. I'm a big fan here of back yoga, and I think you guys are too, because the videos that are most popular on my channel are a lot to do with the back. So if you are interested in doing more yoga for your back, definitely check out those videos too. They're all organized together into a playlist. For this practice, you don't need any equipment or props, but it can be nice to have a yoga block or a cushion nearby, especially for the poses where we're going to sit on the mat. So press pause if you need to, otherwise we're ready to get started. So we're going to just start in a seat, just get ourselves settled into this practice so you can close your eyes. Relax your shoulders, bow your head towards your heart. And as best you can, just start to straighten up your spine. Bringing some awareness to your breath now, just observing as your breath flows in and out through your body. Maybe each time you breathe in, you can expand your torso a little bit more, helping to stretch out those back muscles and release a little bit of tension. Now each time you exhale, you're delivering that tension away from your muscles. Taking a moment here just to thank yourself for getting onto your mat and for showing up this morning. Maybe you got out of bed a little bit earlier to do this practice, or whatever you did, you found a way to make it happen and to get here. So really honor yourself for doing that. Now we'll take one more big breath in and out. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to open up the eyes again, and we'll make our way into tabletop pose. So we're coming on to all fours. We'll start with a few dynamic movements here just to get ourselves warmed up, and then we'll move into some nice deep back stretches. So starting with some cat and cow, we have our wrists directly below the shoulders and the knees directly below the hips. Fingers are spread wide, and then push yourself away from your mat so your body is nice and strong. On an inhale, point your tailbone up to the sky, drop your belly, glide slightly forward and look up. As you exhale, tailbone points down. Round your spine, tuck your chin toward your chest and drop your head down. Inhale to take you back up to cow pose. And as you exhale, round it down for cat. And just a few more here, giving each vertebrae a little bit of attention as you move along. And then back to center when you're ready. You might bring your hips over towards the left and look back over your left shoulder. And then hips come to the right, look back over your right shoulder. We'll do that a few more times, loosening up all through the sides of your body, You might be able to stretch your neck a little bit too here. Coming back to center, you can bring your hands a little bit more towards the front of your mat and then sit your hips back down to your heels to come into child's pose. If you can, release your forehead towards the mat. Big breath in here to round and dome your body. And breaths out to make you a little bit smaller. Press your finger pads down into your mat now, and with a breath in, pull yourself up through tabletop. Then just your chest comes down in between your hands, so your hips stay floating up in the air. Another breath in will scoop you up into extended Cobra, widening out your feet, keeping your elbows bent and relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Nice big breath in here, send it down to your tailbone. And as you exhale, big toes find each other again. Drag your hips back to your heels and come into a brief child's pose. We'll repeat that 3 more times. So inhale to glide forward, drop your chest and scoop it up. Pause here to open up your body. And exhale to drag it back. Inhaling forward. Exhale back. Last time here. Pausing when you're in your child's pose, take a nice big breath in and out here. And then when you're ready, push those finger pads back into your mat, pull yourself up, curl your toes onto your mat, and then lift your knees up and back for downward dog. Now this is a great pose to stretch your back, but it can take a little while to get into it, so just paddle your feet here. You might sway your hips from side to side. Do whatever you need to do to get rid of some tension from your body. And then with time, we're aiming to point our tailbone up to the sky, release the head towards the mat, ears come in line with the biceps. And to keep that nice long line along your back, take a bend into your knees. Push yourself away from your hands so you find a nice deep stretch. And just breathe here. Just like before, the more you can breathe in, the more you can open up those muscles and release tightness. And the longer you can breathe out, the more tension you're getting out of your body. Next breath in can glide you forward into a high plank until your shoulders are above your wrists. And then exhale, bend your knees, drag your hips up and back again for downward dog. 3 more of those, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale, down dog. Last down dog here, so try to savor every single moment of it. This time you're coming forward into your high plank. So I lied, it wasn't the last time. Exhale to drop your knees down. And then this time you can come to lie on the front of your body. So we'll come into Sphinx Pose here. We have our forearms on the mat in front of us. Fingers are wide and forearms are parallel to each other. We want our elbows either in front of our shoulders or directly underneath the shoulders, but not behind the shoulders. So set yourself up here. Feet are about hip distance apart, maybe wider. And this is quite a subtle but deep stretch, if that makes sense. Really good here for your back. So to make sure that we get the most out of this pose, imagine you have magnets in your fingertips and in your toes, and they're trying to pull towards each other. That creates a lift in your chest, and it helps you to keep shining your heart out in front of you. And you can just gaze maybe on the floor in front of you, or if your neck allows, you can look straight out in front. And then it's as simple as that. We're going to stay here for a few moments. So come back to your breath. Notice it filling your belly, and then your belly spills across your mat. Opening up your chest and your throat. Exhaling, getting rid of tension. A few more big breaths in. See if you have forgotten about the magnets in your feet and toes. Completely normal if you have, but pull them back in. Keep your chest propped up. Whenever you're ready to come out of the pose now, you can just make your way into crocodile pose. So making a pillow with your hands, resting a cheek or forehead onto your pillow, and then bring your big toes to touch each other. Let your heels drop out towards the edges of your mat. We'll just relax here, letting the body digest the pose that we just did. We'll gently bring ourselves out of crocodile pose now and bring yourself back to child's pose. So palms might plant next to the chest. Nice and slowly pick yourself up and then drag your hips back to your heels. You might keep your knees together here to let your spine round again. Hands can reach towards the front of your mat, and if you can, release your forehead towards the ground. Now a breath in can pull you up to tabletop pose, and we'll make our way into a standing forward fold here. So hands can stay low. Just bring your feet onto your mat. They're about hip distance apart. Knees can stay bent, and allow your head to drop towards the mat. So this pose is a really great way to decompress your spine. We're going to stay here for about a minute. So you have options to keep your hands towards your mat. If you have yoga blocks, you can rest them on your blocks, or you can come to grab opposite elbows. Each inhalation will lift you out of the pose because your lungs are full of your breath. But when you exhale and your lungs are empty, you might be able to sink a little bit lower. Just a few more breaths here. If your legs are shaking, mine are as well. We're doing this together. Now you can release your hands towards the mat if they're not already there. Take a nice big bend into your knees and come back to sit on your mat. So we'll be sitting on the mat now for a while. You can grab your cushion or yoga block to sit up on if you need to. And then when you're ready, bring the soles of your feet together to come into cobbler's pose. So hands can just rest wherever they naturally come to. They might come onto your feet. The further away you have your feet from your body, the easier this is going to be. So find a distance that works for you. And if your knees are uncomfortable here, you can take cushions or yoga blocks in underneath for a little bit of support. So when you're ready, inhale to lengthen up through your spine. You're welcome to stay here, or if you want to take it a bit deeper, as you exhale, hinge from your hips and start to roll forward, maybe dropping your nose towards your feet here. So feeling this deep stretch in your lower back and your hips. Lots of sensations to keep our mind anchored. And just send your breath into whatever tension you feel. Just like in our standing forward fold here, each inhale might lift you up slightly, but maybe if your body invites you to go a bit deeper, as you exhale, you might be able to sink your nose a little bit deeper. Just about 3 more big breaths in here. Keep your mind on them. Now to come out of the pose, just use your hands to slowly push the floor away from you. And then you might take your hands into your knees and help them back up beside each other. From here, you can take your legs out long in front of you. Give them a little shake off if they need to, or it can feel nice just to pat them down here. Then we're making our way into head to knee pose. So we're bringing the sole of the right foot up into the left thigh. Again here, if this knee needs a little bit of help, put a cushion or yoga block in underneath. Then we're inhaling to reach the hands for the sky, lengthen up your back as much as you can. On an exhale, fold at your hips and just drop the hands down wherever they land on this left leg. It doesn't matter how it looks, we're always focusing on how it feels. And then your body might allow your nose to come a little bit closer to your left knee. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Take your awareness to the right side of your back here, especially your lower back. Keep sending your breath down into that pocket of tightness. If you want to go a bit deeper here, you can keep your left arm to your left leg, then do a big circle all the way back with your right hand, and then rainbow it forward as if you're trying to touch your left toes with your right hand. Keep your chest shining up towards the sky. Maybe look up at that right thumb. Huge breath in here. And then all together we'll exhale to bring ourselves back up, spine nice and straight again. The right foot comes back out, shake them off. And then this time left foot comes in. Do what you need to do for support. Inhale to reach up and exhale, hands find your right leg. Stay here, or if you want to go a bit deeper, right arm stays to right leg, left hand comes back. We'll rainbow all the way across, keeping your chest shining up, maybe looking up. Big breath in here. And on the exhale, bring yourself back up, spine nice and straight, left foot out and shake off the legs. Now we're going to stretch out the front of our body. So we have two options to make it a little bit more challenging. Keep your legs straight. Otherwise, take a bend into your knees, soles of the feet on your mat. Inhale to reach those shoulders up to your ears. And then exhale to plant the palms behind you with your fingers facing your body. Wherever you are now, lift your hips up and maybe gently drop your head back. You're either in reverse tabletop with your knees bent or in inclined plane with your legs straight. Just a few seconds here. Keep breathing. Keep the hips high. For 3, 2, 1. Hips can come back down onto your mat. Legs are out long. And then we'll finish up our practice with a spinal twist. So a really great way to keep that flexibility in your spine and to open up all those tight back muscles. So you can start by bringing your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Left leg can stay long. Or you might bend your left leg to bring your left foot over to the outside of your right hip. Now, no matter where you are, you want to keep both of your seat bones pressed into your mat here, so wiggle around if you need to. Then the right hand comes in behind the tailbone, as close to it as you can get it, and your right arm will act like a pillar here to prop up your spine. Left arm reaches for the sky. Breathe in to lengthen your back. And as you exhale, start to rotate towards the right, hooking your elbow to your knee, and then slowly twisting, maybe looking back over your right shoulder. Each inhalation lengthens your spine. Each exhale helps you twist a little bit deeper. When you're ready, you can start to make your way back to center. We'll undo the legs, give them a shake out. And then taking it to the other side, your left foot comes to the outside of your right knee. Maybe right leg bends, maybe it stays long. Left hand behind your tailbone, spine nice and tall. Right arm up, take a breath in to lengthen. Exhale, rotate towards the left. Hook your elbow to your knee and slowly start to look behind you if that's available to you. You can slowly start to come back to center. Shake out those legs again. We'll come back to our most comfortable way to sit on the mat. I know it can be really tempting to just stop the video and then go about your day, but it's really important in yoga to take a few minutes, as long as you can, either to sit on your mat or lie on your mat. And it just lets your body soak up all of the poses that we've just done. So together, let's find our most comfortable seat. Lengthen up your spine, close your eyes, and bow your head towards your heart. Connect to your breath. Your only job here is to breathe in and out. And if your mind tries to distract you, just gently close the door on those thoughts. Start to connect to all of that new energy that you have within your body now. Energy that you have created, and that energy will be with you for the rest of the day to help you and support you in whatever you're doing today. Now you can stay here for as long as you can, but we'll officially end the video here. So thank you so much for practicing with me. I really appreciate you being here. If you liked the video, you can just leave a thumbs up, or I love to hear from you guys. So if you want to leave a comment below, I would definitely appreciate that too. If you want to keep up with your morning yoga practice, I would definitely recommend that you check out my playlist of 10-minute morning yoga routines. It'll definitely help you to stay consistent with your practice. And if you want to cultivate a little bit more back flexibility, I would recommend this video. So thanks again for joining me this morning. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.